Just how much of our nation's federal budget do full-service community schools account for? Let's take a look using the FY25 budget as an example. Here's a breakdown of the FY25 budget, which was about $6.8 trillion. Of that $6.8 trillion, the budget for non-defense discretionary funding is $775 billion, or roughly 10% of the total budget. The federal education budget falls within this non-defense discretionary spending category. Here are all the different spending subcategories within the non-defense discretionary category, including education. The education budget is just 11% of the total non-defense discretionary budget, or about $118 billion. Here's a breakdown of spending categories with the education budget. The K-12 program grants subcategory accounts for about $15 billion of the larger $118 billion education budget. The full-service community schools program falls within this subcategory. Finally, of the $15 billion K-12 program grants subcategory, the full-service community schools grant program is $150 million. Now let's zoom out. The $150 million federal full-service community schools program is just a tiny fraction of the $15 billion allotment for K-12 grants, which is just a small portion of the $118 billion federal education budget. The education budget is only about 11% of the larger non-defense discretionary budget. Non-defense discretionary spending accounts for just 10% of our full, $6.8 trillion federal budget. That's a lot of numbers and percentages. Let's try to put these amounts into perspective. Imagine you are doing your weekly grocery shopping. You've filled up your cart with everything you need: produce, meat, dairy, and shelf-stable food. Imagine that's your federal budget for the year. The single red apple that your toddler Ava picked out during the grocery trip represents the amount of the total budget that goes to education. Before you leave the store, Ava takes one bite of the apple. That one bite represents the proportion of the education budget dedicated to full-service community schools. When we look at it this way, it's easy to see that of our nation's federal spending, only a small portion is spent on education. However small the budget, these funds significantly support public schools and higher education across the country, and are an imperative for supporting children, youth, families, and adults across the nation. The K-12 budget also plays an important role in providing critical funds for full-service community schools across many states and communities. Full-service community schools support a range of outcomes and impact, from improved academics and reduced absences, to increased family engagement and access to various learning opportunities, all in support of student success.